D23 has come and gone, but it brought loads of news on everything Disney has coming up. And since the mouse now owns every one of our favorite franchises, D23 featured updates on everything from Marvel to Star Wars to Pixar and beyond. Join us in today's video as we go over the most exciting reveals of this year's D23. First off, let's talk about the trailer for Secret Invasion. Well, the show was first announced for Phase 5 of the MCU back at the San Diego Comic-Con. We were not expecting to get a trailer for the series so soon, but here it is, and it's featuring the return of the true Nick Fury and Maria Hill, as well as Tony's old friend Rhodey. The series is shaping up to be an espionage thriller of sorts, inspired by the comic book series of the same name. We were introduced to the alien race of the Skrulls back in Captain Marvel, and it looks like they're using their shape-shifting abilities to masquerade as humans on Earth. What are they after? Fury seems to know, but we won't get to find out for quite a while yet. The series will be streaming on Disney Plus at some time early in 2023, and it'll last 6 episodes. We're also worried about the fact that this show is looking like Fury's last MCU outing, but maybe, hopefully, we're just being worrywarts. In further MCU news, we also got to learn more about the return of the Iron Man suits. There are 2 shows that'll cover, to varying degrees, Tony Stark's legacy on Earth, namely Stark Industries and the super cool suits it used to make. At D23, we also got to learn a bit more about those shows and what we can expect from them. The first of the shows will be Ironheart, starring the character of that name. We'll be seeing Ironheart and her alter ego Riri Williams for the first time in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, so director Ryan Coogler took the stage to give us some morsels of info. The show will take place after Wakanda Forever, and attendees were shown a scene of Riri and the villain, portrayed by Anthony Ramos, talking about a burglary at MIT. Meanwhile, Rhodey will be taking the starring role on Armour Wars. This will be another 6-episode Disney Plus series that'll start filming next year, so the release should be a little way out from now. As we said, Rhodey will be playing a role on Secret Invasion, and Armour Wars will definitely follow up on that a little bit. Could it be that Rhodey will try and put a suit of armor on the world as Tony tried to? Besides that, we also got some more info on where Captain America's story will be going. As we saw on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Sam Wilson has officially taken ownership of the Captain America shield and decked himself in red, white, and blue. That story also introduced us to Valentina, who's on some kind of a mission to build her own team of Avengers, as well as one of its future members, John Walker, the US agent. These threads will be followed up, at long last, at the tail end of Phase 5, with Captain America New World Order and Thunderbolts. We don't have story details for either of these movies just yet, but we do have casting news. New World Order will feature the return of Tim Blake Nelson as the leader, a role he last played in The Incredible Hulk in 2008. The cast will also feature Carl Lumbly, Danny Ramirez, and Shira Haas. Not Sebastian Stan though, because he's officially a member of Valentina's Thunderbolts. The lineup of the team, which is still incomplete, also includes Yelena Belova, her dad, the Red Guardian, and Ghost and Taskmaster, who were the villains of Ant-Man and the Wasp and Black Widow respectively. Before we move on from the MCU, let's round up the rest of the announcements. Fantastic Four lost its first director, John Watts, a little while ago, which caused it to slip way down the schedule into the opening of Phase 6. The new director for the movie is Matt Shakman, whose MCU credits so far include WandaVision. Can we assume anything about what the movie will be like from this? Too late, we already have. Attendees at D23 got to see the first trailer for The Marvels, and the Marvels themselves were on stage to talk about what the audience just saw. The first order of business will be to resolve the ending of Ms. Marvel, which swapped the locations of Kamala Khan and Carol Danvers. Another trailer shown behind closed doors was for Echo, the Disney Plus series that will continue the story of Maya Lopez from the ending of Hawkeye. The trailer highlighted the focus of the show on Maya's Native American background, as well as the return of Kingpin himself. Finally, Season 2 of Loki is under production, and is set to continue from the exciting point that the first season left off. Fans got to see Loki returning to the offices of the Time Variance Authority, now a bit of a mess, while Sylvie is hanging out with a whole bunch of Loki variants in London. And now, blast off to a galaxy far, far away. With D23 came the final trailer for Andor, one of the only trailers that was also released to the public. The series is airing now, and it's just as promising as it looked in this trailer and the trailers before it. Could it be the best Star Wars series yet? The answer is looking like a resounding yes for now. We also got a teaser for Season 3 of The Mandalorian, which is, of course, Disney's flagship Star Wars project. Debuting in 2023, the season will continue the adventures of Mando and Baby Yoda. Pedro Pascal, Katie Sackhoff, Amy Sedaris, and Giancarlo Esposito held a panel to talk about the show. Attendees also got a first look at Ahsoka, the highly anticipated series following the former Padawan of the future Darth Vader. Rosario Dawson debuted her take on the character on The Mandalorian, and she was there to answer questions alongside Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. And finally, while this isn't Star Wars news, Lucasfilm has something else coming up as well. At long last, the return of Indiana Jones has been confirmed. There have been grumblings and rumors for years about an indie movie to follow the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but it's finally been confirmed. Harrison Ford, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and director James Mangold were there to answer many questions that attendees had. There was also a sizzle reel, which wasn't released to the public, but we shouldn't be waiting too long to learn more about the movie. It's set to release in June of 2023. Now, we can't talk about Disney without mentioning their animated projects. But let's stay in the live-action world a little longer. D23 saw revelations of new details about two of Disney's animated movies that aren't animated anymore. First off was Mufasa, The Lion King. This is a prequel to The Lion King, but not the one that you know and love. We'll be returning to the universe of the photorealistically animated version of the movie, seeing how young Mufasa went on to become the king of the Pride Lands. Timon and Pumbaa will be narrating, and Moonlight director Barry Jenkins is taking the chair. Here's one that you've probably heard all about already. A while back, Disney announced a live-action remake of The Little Mermaid, starring Halle Bailey, and we finally got a trailer for the remake. For one reason or another, the trailer was not well received. It attracted some criticism for the weak water CG, especially when Avatar: The Way of Water is cooking a few doors over at another Disney-owned studio. But a lot of the hate has been focused on the race swap of Ariel's character. We see a version of this argument every month now, so we won't dwell on it for too long. And finally, here's what Disney actually is animating right now. First off, the rumors are true. There will indeed be an Inside Out 2. Amy Poehler is returning to play Riley, a girl whose emotions are portrayed as characters in and of themselves. Riley is a teenager now, so while those emotions are maturing, they'll also be meeting and interacting with new emotions. You'll have to wait a bit for this sequel, as it's due out in 2024. And speaking of sequels, we'll be returning to Zootopia with the Disney Plus series Zootopia Plus. This series will comprise 6 episodes that tell standalone stories of its wonderful world of animals. 2 of the episodes are called The Real Rodents of Rodentia and The Godfather of the Bride, both of which sound really fun. Pixar is coming out with a brand new movie concept called Elemental. Set in a city where water, fire, land, and air coexist as fully fledged characters, the movie follows the duo of Ember and Wade. No points for guessing which elements they are. Another movie from Pixar is Elio, which is a space adventure starring the introverted Elio. The 11-year-old boy spends a lot of time with his head in the clouds, and he finds himself transported way past the clouds and into some kind of intergalactic space council, where he represents Earth. America Ferrera and Jonas Kibrib are on voice acting duties. That's it for our video today. Which D23 announcement was your favorite? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.